Mr. Murray.
Good evening, gentlemen.
How are you, Mr. Murray?
Good. How are you guys tonight?
I'm fine, thank you. Are you just dialed in or you videoed in?
I'm working on getting video up currently.
Okay.
There we go.
There you go. There you go. Good to see you.
Good to see you. How are you guys tonight?
Doing fine. We're a couple of minutes to go, so let's hang loose for a while before we start any serious conversations, Mr. Murray.
Sounds good, sir.
If you got something to do for a few minutes, please do it. Who are you running with? Your Sergeant?
Paul?
Hi, Paul. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. There you are. Hey.
Here I am.
Nice beard. Paul, can you hear us? You apparently can't.
Yeah, I haven't changed much.
Oh, yeah.
Is that roll?
Oh, Ron said he's watching the Chiefs game while he's waiting. Okay. All right. Good. Hi, Mr. Murray. You hear me all right? Mr. Murray?
Yes, sir.
Kind of an embarrassing loss yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not Army football's best season. I'll tell you. I'll say that much.
Yeah, we know that too. Yeah.
Not sure what to say about that.
Well, they've gone from a running team to try to be a passing team, and that's just not working for them.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
Hey, Lou.
Hey there. How you all doing? Good to see you.
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good. Glad to hear it. Like the shirt? Oh, yeah, that was it. I can't see it. It says vintage. What does it say down there? 1972 to... Oh, since 1972.
There you go.
Mr. Murray, I don't know if you see our E3 logo or not, but...
We've seen that logo. We had some spirit wear last year that had that.
Yeah.
That we used that logo on.
Good. I created a store where you can go and get that logo on shirts and hats and all that. I'll send you the link to it. You can pass it around the company there and see if anybody wants to purchase anything.
Okay.
We make our money out of the sold at cost, so.
Yeah. So we have a current store going out with spirit gear that we've made for this semester. If you guys want, I can share that with you, that link with you guys too, if that'd be interesting. In that.
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
Do that.
Okay.
Send it to me and I'll make sure everybody gets it.
Yes, sir.
Riley, can you hear us now?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. What's the score of the game?
Score of the game is 24-17.
Who?
About 6 minutes left.
Who's winning? Chiefs winning?
Chiefs are winning.
Tough season for the Chargers.
Yeah, they're having a rough one. They got a heck of a talented team, but
Herbert's a good quarterback. I don't know what's going on there. Wait another minute or two, Mr. Murray. Do you know if the TAC officer is going to join us? Mr. Murray?
Yes, sir.
Do you know if the tactical officer will be joining us?
I'll message her right now. I'm not sure.
I mean, if she can't, that's okay, but I invited her, yeah.
Yeah.
And then once you send that message, we'll get started here.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. I just messaged her, so we'll see what she has to say.
Yeah, she had the link to get on, so she shouldn't have to ask. Okay, Mr. Maria, I appreciate you taking the time on a Sunday evening to join us. There's few of us, and I expect a few more will join us as the call goes on. I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but we've done this pretty regularly with the new senior class of E3, just to try to get a feeling for the company, you know, and I'll ask you some questions about it specifically that hopefully you'll be able to answer. And then have you provide us your insights as the company commander on where you think the company's headed, particularly this semester or this term, this detail, whatever you guys are calling it these days. So what I'd like to do is, each of us will introduce ourselves. We'll let you know how we branched out of West Point, how many years we've spent in the service, and then we'll just go around and do that. And then we'll ask you to give us a short biography of yourself. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My name is Chuck Coleman. I was born and raised in Northeast Ohio, a grand class of 72. I branched military intelligence out of West Point. I spent 11 years on active duty and 19 years in the National Guard. I retired as a colonel, branch Corps of Engineers when I retired. Well, that's my history. Ryan?
Yeah, I'm Raleigh Desert, obviously, class 72. Home of record, you know, when I joined, West Point was DeLand, Florida, so I actually was appointed from the pup school. So I went to pup school.
Raleigh, please.
Total of 18 months of the rest of the time. I branched armor when I graduated, and I also went to flight school, and so I flew for a little bit, but I stuck with armor all the way through. I retired in 1999 as a colonel, and lived out here in Lansing, Kansas.
Thanks, Raleigh. Lou? Lou? Turn your mic on, Lou.
You can't hear your microphone, Lou.
Lou, Mike, turn your mic on. Lou?
I got it. Relax. I'm an old guy. It takes a while.
Just rehearsing, that's all.
Lieutenant Nico from Lanark, New Jersey. I went to Corps of Engineers. So I graduated. Spent 5 years on active. 6 years in reserves. Went to grad school at University of Maryland. Became a county engineer in Loudoun County, Virginia, which is at Los Airport. After 6 years, I went to private practice and became a partner in a civil engineering training with planning firm. And 2 years ago, I took my ownership interest in doing full-time consulting. I told folks at the end of this year I'm going to be fully retired.
Well, when you say you're retired, pay your internet bill because you're breaking up a lot there. You've got a shitty connection. I think we understood most of it, though. Paul, please.
My name's Paul Levante, class 72, commissioned infantry. Served in the 1st Armored Division in Germany, 82nd Airborne Division, North Carolina, U.S. Army Recruiting Command, Birmingham, Alabama. And after about 10 years, I went into the U.S. Army Reserve structure
held commands in 2 different locations in Texas and California. Retired here in my home state in year 2000. And here I am.
Yeah, well, yeah. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Murray, give us your background a little bit, please.
So, gentlemen, I am Cadet Murray. I'm from Rochester, New York. I'm class of 2024 here at West Point. I am a chemical engineering major, and I'm looking to branch into the engineer branch here in late November. So hoping to get good news back on that.
Right. Tell us a little about your family.
So I am the oldest brother, or the oldest. I have a younger brother. He goes to Clarkson University. He's a freshman or a sophomore there currently. I'm the first one in my family to join and serve in the military. Grew up, lived in Rochester, New York, my whole life. My parents are both pharmacists. They work there, but played hockey growing up. I've played here while at West Point on the club team. That's
Okay.
what sums me up.
Good. I see Bill Harlan. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here audio only.
You're just on the phone or you're going to video in?
I'm on my phone.
Okay. We went around and we were telling Mr. Murray what we branched when we graduated, very brief history of your military career, and where you're living now.
Can you hear me okay?
Where you're from?
Okay, Bill Harlan from Gainesville, Florida. I branched into armor and went to the Cav Squadron in the 82nd. And then I got selected for the funded law school program and went to Duke Law School and was a JAG for the rest of my 28 years. And retired in Atlanta, but soon moved back to the Gainesville area where my in-laws and my parents lived and were getting up in years and needed our help around, and that's where I am still today. I've worked in local government here as a lawyer, both for the county attorney and most recently for the county property appraiser. So that's we just celebrated our 50th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations.
Last month.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, sir.
Mr. Murray, tell us how you got selected to be the company commander.
So, sir, last semester we do an interview process. We're actually currently in the process for picking company leadership for next semester. But I put my name in. It's a position that I've wanted since my plebe year. I just saw it as a good kind of accumulating step for the 4-year program to be able to bring a company together. So I interviewed in the spring and then was chosen by my past cadet leadership and the attack officers to serve as company commander for the semester.
Okay, cool. Very good.
Good for you.
Tell us, give me a structure of the company. How big is the company? What's your distribution of male versus female, minority versus non-minority? Just kind of the background of the company.
Yes, sir. So currently we have 119 cadets within the company, with I'd say probably 10 to 15 serving like battalion, reg, and brigade positions. I'm not sure the exact percentages of like the female and stuff. Yeah, but it's about 7 to 8 females per class, each class being around 30 cadets. And then I'd say put a diversity in that same kind of 25 to 40% ballpark range.
Okay, good. How many, when did the semester start officially?
I can give you, we got here August 7th or August 6th is when we reported back, and then we got our plebe class marched back. They marched back August 7th, and then classes started the 14th of August.
Has the company distinguished itself thus far? That, you know, any awards, the company, you know, they used to give awards for the best parade, or the academic awards, was the company distinguished
Intramural.
itself?
So we haven't really received many metrics on a lot of that stuff yet. We were ranked 6th in drill for the fair review, so that was we're in the top cohort of parade. So we've been, I mean, that's just discipline and focus during the parade. But all of our company athletic teams are killing it right now. We're almost done with the company athletic season, so we'll see how far they can make it towards the brigade championship.
Oh, go ahead, please.
I was just going to say we have a lot of cadets on the Division I teams being contributing members and high performers within their team and representing E3 very well at the competitive level, the competitive Division I level as well.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. How many core squad athletes do you have in the company? Quite a few, huh?
I'd probably say 10 to 12 per class.
Yeah, wow.
At different sports between like the big ones, but then there's also, I mean, some of the lesser followed sports, I guess you could say.
What do you participate?
I've got a question, Chuck.
Hey,
Most of those jobs that you're
I'm going to go around and have everybody ask a question or two. So, hang loose for a second. Mr. Murray, what sport are you involved in this term?
So I'm currently on the company athletic soccer team. I've like I said, I've played hockey. I'm currently not playing this semester, but I've been on the club hockey team the past 3 years as well.
Good. Okay, we'll go around. Bill, you first.
All those cadets that are at the battalion, regimental, and brigade in those jobs, they're all your classmates, right? Firsties? Seems like that takes most of the firsties out of the company.
Yes, sir. It's mostly firsties with, I believe, 1 or 2 cows as well.
Yeah.
So our firstie class is probably high teens left in company right now. So it is an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, interesting.
Another question? Or not?
No.
Cadet Murray, what barracks are you living in?
Currently, we are fourth floor of Eisenhower, so we're not on the 6th floor of the nest anymore. Last year,
Eagles nest.
Yeah. So my class scrambled. So I've been an Eagle since my Cal year. I was a I-4 I-beam before then. So when I scrambled, we were 6th floor MacArthur first semester, and then we moved over here to where we are now. Christmas last year.
They stopped scrambling for a couple of years, didn't they?
Sorry, sir?
They stopped scrambling for a couple of years, didn't they?
Scrambling.
Yeah, yes, sir. My class was the second class to do it with like the current time frame, and then this past year we did not scramble again. So the current cows in the company have been here since their plebe year, which is kind of cool.
Was that a question for Mr. Murray?
Well, I always thought scrambling was about the worst thing that could happen, but I see there's a reason for it, and I guess it makes sense. But I'm glad we were together most of 4 years.
Did you guys scramble at your time here?
No.
No.
The only thing they did was they created the I Company after our plebe year.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we lost.
Yeah, after plebe year, we lost 2 guys in our class.
You indicated you were going to what type of engineering?
Did anyone understand what he was saying? He's breaking up too bad. Sign language, Ruth. Well,
Are you-
you-
So
Try again.
you indicated you were interested in engineering. Curious what type of engineering you're interested in.
What type of engineering, Mr. Ruth?
Yes, sir. So, I'd like to go to Sapper School out of eBook and ultimately go into combat engineering. But part of what makes engineers so made me so interested in the engineer branch was all the different types that I could do. So like I wasn't forced into like stick to any one. So I shadowed them for a couple days at CTLT and like different units. And they said their career paths kind of made them go into each discipline within the branch. So I'd want to start out in combat engineers, but then kind of transition to something else after like my platoon leader time into what I do after that.
Good.
You have a first duty assignment in mind?
Not yet. So I'll end up picking that, I think, February during post night. And it kind of just depends on where everybody fall, like the OML list for hopefully the engineer branch.
Yeah. Is there any doubt that you're really a good engineer then? Are you high enough up in the class?
I mean, there's always some doubts, but I don't want to, but I feel pretty confident. I got good feedback from the new method.
Good. Paul, any questions for Mr. Murray?
Yes, in regards to the engineering, what curriculum pursuing this year in the engineering field?
Yes, sir. So I'm a chemical engineering major. So most of my classes right now are with regards to the major. I am taking a thermodynamics class, heat and mass transfer class, and then I have a 2-hour like lab section class where the women within the Department of Chemistry and Life Science in Bartlett Hall, they have a basement that just is filled with different chemical engineering equipment that we do sequencing through and get hands on all the different equipment. So it's a new addition to Bartlett within the past maybe 15 years because our program is relatively new. So it gets very good hands-on experience.
Good.
Is that SEAC building built yet and in use? The SEAC?
No, they're still putting up the structure for it. It's flown up, so between end of last semester and what it is currently, there's been huge progress made on it, but it's nowhere close to being complete.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Gray, would it be possible the next time you're wandering around where they're building the SEAC, if you want, to take a few pictures of it and send it to me so I could post it on their website?
Sorry, sir?
Take some photos of SEAC in its current condition and send them to me so I can show everybody the progress.
Yes, sir, I can do that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Mr. Miller, when we had our, well, let me ask you this. What interaction you had with the class of 74, which is your 50-year affiliation class?
So we haven't had a ton of interaction with them because it all started like our plebe year was COVID, so like coming out of Beast and stuff, everything was different. So they weren't able to come for March back and stuff like that. But there's been representatives at all of our class functions, ring weekends, affirmation last year. There's always been representation from the affiliate class,
Yeah.
but I really think that it started off weird, I guess is probably the best way to put it, just with COVID influencing how Beast ran in the March back process and all of that. So, but they have been here for all the other events.
When I was up there for one of the functions for the class of the 2022, I took a tour through the barracks, and we had a playroom in which there was a plaque on the wall that showed deceased members of E3. Does that still exist?
So, sir, that still exists on the 6th floor of MacArthur Barracks, where we were previous years, but since we moved to fourth floor of Eisenhower, we don't currently have that here. Right now, it's in Delta, their D3 is up where we used to be, so it's in their company area right now.
Well, the reason I ask is over the last year, we've had a couple of more D3 classmates of our class that have passed away. And I'd like to somehow make sure their names get up on that plaque too. I don't know if there's how we do that. You know what
Okay, sir. I can talk with the D3 commander on that, so I'll bring that up with him.
Okay.
There's no, you can't take it off the wall. You can't get it.
It's painted directly onto the onto the wall. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
What if we came up with something? What if we came up with something that was, you know, like a wooden plaque that hangs on the wall, and you can put different brass plates on there with the names of recently deceased, newly deceased, or something that you could take with you.
That would be really cool. That'd be something we should look into.
do you know how many names were on that wall?
No, I do not, sir. I would say probably in the 20s, just based off of memory.
Can you take a picture of it for me and send that to me too?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea, Well, maybe we can, we as the class of 72 can put together some money to come up with a plaque that's big enough to include names that are on there with room to add additional names as us old parts pass away. That's a great idea. I'm sure Paul LeBron will donate most of his money to help us do that.
Yeah. I don't know how we'd find out an accurate list of names. Well, maybe AOG has it that way, by company. But yeah.
We could ask the Colin, he could figure that out. Okay. And tell us a little about your tactical officer.
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat that?
Tell us a little bit about the TAC officer for you three.
So currently we have Captain Price and Sergeant First Class Potter. Captain Price is new to us this semester. She's an engineer. She's within the branch of engineers, so she's an engineer officer. She's very motivated and has gotten to know and work with the company very well. She started off as the TAC for our new cadets over Beast this past summer. So she got to know them well and set the standard and set the expectations early on. So she was Beast 1 with them. So that's been really awesome translating into the academic year, because our plebes have been killing it so far. So I mean that's attributed to how our cadre developed them during Beast. But
is she a grad?
Yeah.
Sorry, sir?
She a West Point grad?
She's not. She's our OTC. I forget the school, but she went somewhere in Arizona. It wasn't University of Arizona State. I forget the exact name of the school. But and then we have Sergeant First Class Potter. He's been with the company now. I guess he came in the same time I did, so beginning of last year, and he's been at West Point for a couple of years, so he's really made the transition to a new TAC officer fluent and help us all as a command team kind of get off on the right foot.
What's his specialty? Infantry, army?
He was an infantry. He was an infantry.
Okay.
So, Cadet Murray, I have a question about
Yes, sir.
the NCO. What's your perspective on the role of the NCO right there in the Corps of Cadets at the company level? What's he do? What's his value added?
So our TAC NCO,
Yes.
he just kind of provides mentorship for the second and third classes, like the NCOs of the Corps, like the cadet NCOs of the Corps, and just helps make sure, like, administratively everything runs smoothly. So, like, it's just a lot of teaching us how different Army things work and applying them to West Point and cadets in that regards. It's just like it's a bridge between, because I mean, at the end of the day, none of us really know how operationally things are supposed to go. So he just mentors and teaches us from his point of view, which is different than obviously Captain Price's, how that operates.
Yeah, but that's an important thing for you to have a preview of or some awareness of before you join a unit after you
Yes,
graduate. Sir. That because the NCO that you're closest to will kind of make you or break you. The good ones are intent on training up good lieutenants, but some of them are indifferent to that because they don't want to be bothered, and figure like that's your job to figure it out. So it's better to have some sense of that before you graduate, I think, to be aware of what the spectrum is and what help you figure out whether you got a good NCO or not.
Of course, sir.
I think they're probably more often going to be good ones now. It's not a draft Army anymore or anything. We still had a lot of draftees. When we got to the first assignment, there were a lot of guys back from Vietnam, and they re-enlisted to make the likelihood of going back to Vietnam again small. So they re-enlisted like to come to the 82nd where I was, and so you don't know till you work with them and really have a kind of a self-assessment. How well is it working, and how well can you trust this guy? Can you trust what he's telling you? So I mean, you start learning that now with your TAC NCO. Find out about that, and the TAC officer. Since she's an engineer, she's a good resource for you also because she knows that branch.
Yes, sir.
It's important. I didn't.
Question. In regards to what Bill's talking about, do they still have a summer cycle of training where they're actually exchanged into an active duty unit for the summer cycle?
Yes, sir. So call it CTLT. I ended up shadowing an aviation unit out at Fort Carson this past summer. Spent 3 weeks out there with an aviation LT.
Yeah, that's an excellent opportunity to observe how non-commissioned and commissioned officers interact with one another regarding responsibility and charge and so forth. So that's good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Did they put you in a job? Did they put you in a position that was vacant, or did you just walk with the guy that was in that job?
So it's a semester-long position. So it was.
No, I'm talking about the CTLT.
Oh, sorry, sir. No, I just followed around. I just followed around my LT and just shadowed him and watch what he did for the day.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really. It was more of just a shadowing opportunity than anything else.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my experience when I went to Hood, it was during the Vietnam era, and there were a shortage of officers. And my company commander just put me in charge of a rifle platoon. That was an interesting experience. It was good.
Right.
That does sound pretty awesome. That sounds a little bit different than my experience, but that is cool.
We remember, we remember, who was it? You and me and Pete Benson after CPLC in Germany. We took a little tour of Europe, the three of us, in an old BMW, as I recall, but it was fun. It was a good time. All right, we're at 30 minutes. I'm not going to take too much more of your time. I'd like to go around one more time to see if you have a final question that you'd like to ask Mr. Murray about himself, about the company, about the atmosphere at West Point, whatever it is. We'll start with Paul.
Well, I wish you the best for this final year. You know, it'll go fast.
It already has, sir. I can't believe it's almost the end of October already.
Yeah.
Anything fun or not?
Has it been fun, sir?
I'm asking Mr. Levante if he has any question for you.
No, I just want to express how proud I am of everybody and all your classmates and all you folks at West Point.
Yeah.
Very
Thank
proud
you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Well,
I'm good.
okay.
I don't have anything. Nothing else.
Lou, any question?
No.
No questions. Just good luck, and you're picking a good branches for years.
Who's an engineer? Who's proud of that? Bill? No. Any final questions, Bill?
No.
Okay. The only question I would have is not a question, just a reminder to give me a picture of that wall up in D Company with an engine. The pictures in the SEAC. And I have a question about the fourth class system now. Particularly the fourth class system as regards to honor violations. How does that work? If a young plebe gets caught up in an honor issue, what's the process? How do they deal with it?
The honor process, sir. So there's a whole chain of events that somebody will go through for that. Whether it'll start with an approach for clarification, and then goes through a series of investigations and hearings with different cadets, and then investigative teams, usually TAC officers, and then it'll go to an honor board. And based on that, recommendations will be passed up to the COM and then the SUIT regarding what they think the cadet committed honor versus didn't commit honor. And then the COM/SUIT will make their final decision on whether what they want the punishment to be. A lot of recent cases have gone to AMP, the Army Mentorship Program, where they'll send the cadet they'll make them a non-promotable E4 for 2 years and send them into the operational Army.
How many of them get the opportunity?
And then back to West Point?
Yes. So they'll return to West Point after 2 years to their current position that they left.
Well, that might be an advantage for them, going 2 years in active duty and then coming back to West Point.
There is discussions on that. Some find it that conversation interesting.
Any honor issues in E3 this year so far?
No, sir. Nothing character related.
Good. All right. Okay. Well, I want to thank you again for your time. I'm sorry
Thank you very much.
So thanks a lot. That I will send her a link to. I recorded this chat we've had, so I'll send her a link if she wants to take a look at what we talked about. If she wants to, she doesn't have to. All right. Thank you, Mr. Ray, for your time.
Thank you, gentlemen, for meeting.
When does your tour of duty end as commander?
Can you repeat that, sir, please?
when do you give up command?
At the end of the semester. So after Army, Navy, and T's, there'll be a new commander for next semester.
So that is Christmas time, thereabouts? Okay.
Yes, sir.
You said you don't know who the next commander is yet. They're going through that.
No, sir. We have a bunch of interviews tomorrow morning.
Okay. When will you know?
What was that, sir?
When will you know who the next commander is?
We'll go through with the TAC officer and my first sergeant XL myself, and we'll.
It'll be ahead of the semester. It'll be sometime before Christmas. Okay.
Okay.
But I would just like to pass on to the next commander that once he's in place, I would like to do one of these chats with him too.
Of course, sir. Of course, sir.
Okay. So again, thank you for your time, and gentlemen on the call, thank you too. I will send everybody, including the classmates who weren't on the call, a link to this video so they can watch it too. All right, gentlemen, have a great Sunday evening, and thank you for everything. Mr. Mayor, thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Have a good night.
Eat Navy.
Take care.
All right, good night.
Good night.